Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we bullshit about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Mouse one.
We're going to start off with a lot of Nintendo news, and before we get into the meat of the newest news, what we're actually going to do is we're going to include an addendum to a video that we had put out last week about the Wii U's reported end of production. It was reported last week that the Wii U was going to end production actually initially on November 4th. What happened was that Ars Technica or Eurogamer went ahead and said that the Wii U was going to end production on November 4th, of which Nintendo themselves denied it on November 2nd. The thing about it was that at the beginning of this week, I believe on the 7th, Nintendo Ars Technica went ahead and reported it again, but this time Nintendo actually had confirmed to them that the production of the Wii U had actually ceased, and in their words, let's see here. They told them, "Hey, look, we didn't have an exact timing or anything like that, but what they had let me see here. What they had announced was that, and let me find the quote here. Okay. Alrighty. What they had announced through Ars Technica is that we can confirm that as of today, the Wii U hardware that will be made available in the North American market for this fiscal year has already been shipped to all our retail partners. Nintendo of America then added, we encourage anyone who wants a Wii U to communicate with a preferred retail outlet to monitor availability. And then from there, they had confirmed that the very last units would basically would have rolled out of the production in Japan actually yesterday on November 11th, 2016. Thoughts, guys?
I mean, we knew it was going to show up sooner or later.
It was going to happen. It was going to happen.
That was just a given. Just didn't think it would be this soon, and God damn it, as far as even the speculation, I mean, they did say that they denied it, but then they came out. But yeah, we were wrong about that. I mean, I'm not really surprised that it's going to stop production, but I mean, then again, why are they going to keep making more? Because they're going to concentrate on the Switch. Are there going to be a spike of Wii U sales? Don't really think so.
Although I will say that if you're somebody who's a collector and you're looking at getting a complete library, the Wii U library is not very big and it's readily available, so you should be able to go out there and do that right now. Likewise, I wouldn't be surprised in a few months that you're going to see all of the retail units that are out on store shelves to be dropping in price. So if you're somebody who's a collector and doesn't have one yet, or maybe you're somebody who's just maybe thinking about jumping into that particular platform and looking at what they have to offer, the upside is that pretty soon it's going to be pretty cheap to do that. What about you, Grey Mouse? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's too soon. Yeah, the Wii U.
Breath of the Wild is going on the Wii U.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, but we'll see that in March. Go ahead, Grey Mouse.
The Wii U didn't really sell well, and I understand, but there are a lot of gems on that system that I guess Nintendo is putting all their eggs in one basket called the Switch, and they have that much. It's nice to see that they have that much confidence in that next system. But I mean, they didn't say it in their own words about becoming a legacy system. But I mean, it's pretty apparent when you stop production of the system, it kind of becomes legacy, without even saying it. But
that's just stopping the system, not games for it.
Well, let's be honest. When you sit there and you announce that another system is coming out, the system
that was going to happen anyway.
The system that is current generation becomes legacy at that moment in time. Okay, I think this is one of those things that a lot of people were very quick to predict as far as putting it out there. Oh, it's going to happen. Remember, they started saying this stuff all the way back in March of this year, right? That is a full 9 months ago. Okay. You know, and with it happening now, it's just like the theme was saying, it's kind of inevitable. It's sad to hear, but it was inevitable considering that the Switch is probably now going in production and they're going ahead and they're putting that stuff out. I think what happened was that there was probably somebody along the production chain who was, you know, putting the word out, spreading the word out that, hey, the units are all going to wrap up. You know, things are going to finish. They're going to shut these production lines down sooner or later. And instead of it happening on the 4th, like they initially thought it would, well, there was enough parts and everything to be assembled together that it was going to actually happen yesterday, which was the 11th. And according to them, the very last Wii U unit was dropped off the line. Any other thoughts on that, guys?
Oh, no Wii U Slim?
No. That thing was slim enough as it was. I don't
I know.
there and get it any slimmer. I mean, you could already get it without a tablet.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on that one, Grey Mouse?
Yeah, just that it's a good opportunity to pick up the system now and to get some of the great games that are on the system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's going to end up. It's still going to end up in my hands sooner or later because I'm kind of obsessive compulsive about that. But you know, with the way that the industry is moving, everybody's focusing on the Switch. Nintendo themselves is focusing on the Switch, which is set to come out on March 2017. Still, exact date not announced out. But if you've paid attention to the Switch and you're an enthusiast like us, you know, the one thing that we've been looking for, especially actually even before the Wii U was released, was when is Nintendo going to get back into the good graces of third-party companies and when they're going to get that third-party support? Well, Capcom earlier this week, I believe it was on the 7th, announced out that they were researching the viability of porting over PS4 and Xbox One games to the Nintendo Switch. All right. In their words, basically, the veteran publisher came out and they said this: we are currently carrying out research with regards to multi-platform implementation of software for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One onto the Nintendo Switch. However, we do feel that there are differences in the desired direction and the play style of the Nintendo Switch and those of the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. At Capcom, we determined which platform to release Title 4 after considering the features of both our software and the hardware in question, believing we must bring the enjoyment of our games to their maximum potential. As a software publisher, we endeavor to develop games that offer enjoyment best suited to each piece of hardware features and target users. Following first party in order to introduce our own content, we are currently moving forward with internal planning and analysis as a partner company. Guys, that's actually kind of a loaded statement from Capcom. What are your first thoughts and impressions on that?
So, more Resident Evil rail shooters. Maybe another version of Street Fighter V, which is incomplete anyway. Maybe, I don't know, fucking Power Stone 3 or Rival Schools 3? No, that's asking too much, is it?
Anything else?
No, not at this time. I can't really. I mean, look, yes, Nintendo needs third party, but they have to come with it and stop remaking Resident Evils, please. We have enough of those. Remade again, HD'd again, remade again. Just move on from that. Because when I think about porting over games from the PS4 and the Xbox One, it's like, damn it. So you're going to port over shit that's been out for a while that you wouldn't put on a fucking Wii U.
Quite possibly. What about you, Grandmouse One? What are your thoughts on that? Come on, Gray Mouse. Like I said before, this is a video. You know, just sitting there shaking your head on it doesn't exactly contribute that much to this.
I really don't have much to contribute. It's just that, well, at least Capcom is showing interest in the Switch. It remains to see what games they port over. I don't like that word port. I'd rather them have games that was initially for that system. Obviously, you know, the Switch is new. So, but going forward, I really do. I'm looking forward to playing some Capcom games on the Nintendo. It'd be nice to play, you know, maybe another Ghouls and Ghosts or whatever. You know, it'd be nice to see that. It really would. And some of the other, you know, lesser known titles. It'd be nice to see, you know, a third party support for the Switch. But like I said, I don't really like the term ports because, I mean, it just feels like it's, I don't know.
I share that sentiment. My impressions of this is like I'm halfway. You know, on one hand, I'm like, okay, well, cool. Capcom's interested. On the other hand, I feel like saying, fuck you, Capcom. Really. Because here's the thing, all right? Ever since the last time Capcom went out of their way to go ahead and actually develop anything dedicated for a Nintendo platform was on the GameCube, okay? And that was stuff like Beautiful Joe, yeah. Killer 7, part number Piano 3, and a few other games, okay? And the thing about it was that, you know, that was their thing that they had done, you know, with the GameCube in mind. Now, granted, those games were later ported out to the PS2 in, you know, trademark Capcom fashion. They didn't stay exclusive onto that particular platform for very long, but at least they made an effort to go out of their way to develop a game that was intentional for that particular platform. Now, the reason why I'm not very encouraged by this is that the reason why the Wii, and I can't even say this for the Wii U, but the Wii ended up with so much shit on it was because publishers out there were convinced that it wasn't worth their while to go out of their way to develop games specifically for that platform and what it offered. No, all they did was they ported over piss-poor PS2 versions, which was already a generation behind to that fucking system, okay? And because of that, you got the worst versions of games like, you know, the fucking Marvel games, worst version of fucking COD, worst version of everything on that fucking system, because they didn't allow developers who were at first very, very you know, very enthusiastic about working with the Wii and other control types. They were like, no, it's more cost effective to go ahead and port things over for these other fucking consoles. But we're not dealing with the same sort of specs, so go ahead and step them down. But we're not dealing with those sort of specs in that sense. Oh, we're still putting out PS2 games? Just port over the PS2 version of those games. Shit, we don't even care if they're in fucking mono. All right? Well, that's what happened to a lot of fucking games, and because of that, I'm not very excited at this particular, you know, this particular declaration by Capcom. Maybe I can give them kudos for being honest, but fuck, if you're gonna give the Switch owners leftovers that are 2 or 3 years old from other fucking consoles, I almost feel like saying don't fucking bother.
Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I mean it really they're looking at porting over scraps.
And that's exactly what I was. That's exactly the same line of thinking that I was thinking. Thanks for embellishing on that. One thing too is what I completely forgot about until you started talking. On the Game Boy, I think it's Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. They actually. Capcom and Nintendo teamed up to make another Zelda.
Yeah, they did Minish Cap.
Seasons and Oracles. And that was an outstanding game.
No, they did that for the Game Boy Color, but what they did on the GBA is they did Minish Cap.
And Minish Cap is another one. So seeing Capcom and Nintendo work together, we've seen it happen before, and good things came out of it. So to look on the other side of the coin, I'm not like I said, I'm not looking for the ports. I'm really not. I'm not interested in ports. I'm looking to the future, to the games that Capcom and Nintendo make together for the new system. So, I mean, I don't know. Because I already have those games on my Xbox One or my PlayStation 4. Why do I want it on the Switch? I mean, especially last gen games. It just really doesn't make any sense to me.
My grand reservation is those creative guys who went ahead and did the stuff for the GameCube, did the stuff for the Game Boy Color, and did the stuff for the Game Boy Advance. You know, who culminated in the Minish Cap, and then, like I said, you know, Beautiful Joe 2, part number 3, Killer 7, and also the original Resident Evil 4 run and everything else. Those creative guys aren't in charge anymore over there at Capcom. We're talking about shit that's, you know, that happened over a decade ago. Yeah. So unfortunately, we can't be expecting those types of things, and that's where my real reservations come from.
So the Switch is going to get, you know, Ultra Street Fighter 4.
No, I think maybe Switch is probably. Hopefully, they'll get Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 5. The more complete.
No, they'll probably give them Tekken, Street Fighter versus Tekken, knowing the fucking track record that they're going on. No.
That would piss a lot of people off. A lot of people wait for that Tekken versus Street Fighter game.
Yeah, you know.
It's the fact that, you know, there's going to be some either HD version or some type of Switch control version of Resident Evil or another rail shooter or something like that.
I mean, I think Tekken 7 might end up on the Switch.
Well, that's Namco.
Yeah, it's possible, but that is a different publisher, like the theme was saying. You know,
well, I know it is, but anyway. So my final thoughts on that is that, you know,
I concur with Gray Mouse. Put a Ghosts and Goblins on there, a 2D one. Yeah.
Don't give us ports. We don't want ports. We want new games.
I mean, I think that goes without saying. Everybody's looking for stuff that is new, stuff that they haven't seen on the market. And you know, Nintendo has always been on the kind of like the forefront of trying to push that out. Even when they're pushing out stuff that has been around for a long time, for over 30 years, as demonstrated by the NES Classic Mini. The NES Classic Mini was released out yesterday, and the moment that it hit the store shelves, it was sold the fuck out, and you can't find it anywhere. In fact, it was so much so that if you look on eBay right now, in fact, let me go ahead and do an eBay search.
No. No.
This only takes 30 seconds.
I know, but it's insulting.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Let's see here. NES Classic Edition, video game consoles. Buy it now. Let me go to price and shipping lowest first. Okay.
Lowest?
Yeah, I'm sorting it by that. Let's see here. People are putting up and a buy it now. Let's see here. No, I'm fucking people. God damn it. I'm not talking about Classic Edition fucking Game Boys. All right. The lowest that I see it listed at is $100, and that's coming from fucking... No, that's just a fucking controller from Canada. All right? Excuse me. The system by itself is $225. That's the lowest. Now, on the high end... Yeah, that's on the high end. You could... There are a whole bunch of pages here. I see it as high as 1,000... No, 4,000, 5,000. Yeah, fucking. Oh, one asshole has 5 of them, and he's selling them for $20,000 or best offer.
Fucking scalpers, man.
Yeah.
No. Here's the stupid part about it. It's not just the scalpers. It's the ones that will actually pay that fucking money for that shit. That's why that type of shit is fucking successful in the fucking first place. If you post some shit and you be like, and people buy it, then people are going to keep doing it. And it's like, look, for me, I'm the last person that should be telling people on how to spend their fucking money. But look, in my opinion, no video game system is worth that fucking money.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how nostalgic it is. I don't give a fuck how new it. I don't give a fuck what the technology is as far as all of that.
Well,
and so what is that guy gonna do? Get a 4K TV and get a PlayStation VR and suck?
You know what?
Either that or make a down payment on a fucking house or something. Somebody's stupid enough to pay 30 grand for that shit.
Let me tell you something.
You're giving them too much credit.
Well, what's happening is this: is that the millennial crybabies.
No, stop
Hang
that.
on.
No, because that has been happening ever since the existence
Hang on,
of
let me
eBay
finish.
and fucking
No.
and the N64. All right, you cannot.
Yeah, exactly. That's been happening ever since.
I have seen that on the Nintendo 64 all the way back in 1996. Like I said, after the launch happened, I saw people stand on the fucking bench in front of the electronics boutique that I fucking worked at, okay? With their month-old fucking Nintendo 64s, with a sign, I have a Nintendo 64, one game and an extra controller for $600. You could take it off of me right now. And that motherfucker...
wait, a month later, that means it still only had 2 games on it. Fuck
yeah. You know, and but the thing is that I saw that happen. This shit has been happening ever since fucking Cabbage Patch Kids and fucking Tickle Me Elmo, all right? The Millennium Cloud wasn't even fucking alive then, okay? We cannot say that, all right?
Tickle Me Elmo. That was the most annoying toy ever.
I'm just saying, okay, there's a lot of things that I'll blame millennials for that doesn't make
not that, yeah. As
not this fucking shit, all right? Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, but to overprice them is bothersome. Yes, of course, we don't know when Nintendo is going to come out with more.
Well, the thing is that Nintendo said that they are going to come out with more, and I do trust them that they are going to come out more. What do you think happened with the first
years?
No. What do you think happened with the first couple of runs of Amiibos? I mean, people went ahead and picked them up, and they were scalping them on eBay like they were. But a month or two later, guess what? There was a glut of them out there on fucking the store shelves. People could go ahead and pick them up again. All right. The thing about this is that this is going to be the hot item. All right. As far as right now, so much so that even as far as running into the holidays, or even people who just want to go ahead and pick one up, so much so that even other industry professionals have been vocal on social media about not being able to pick it up. For instance, all right, let's see here. Some of the Microsoft Studios publishing heavyweights, all right. For instance, one of the general managers of Microsoft Studios, Shannon Loftus, went ahead and she put up a tweet that says, "Irrationally angry at not being able to get the NES Classic. Come on, Nintendo, why you short bake these?" All right. Of which another guy who worked at Microsoft, Dan Ayu, was sitting there saying, "Right, I was refreshing Amazon like crazy." Okay. The funny thing about that is that I can kind of understand why they were a little bit angry for the fact that Nintendo went out of their way and sent Phil Spencer a fucking NES Classic, and he walked into work with it. So,
how much did Phil Spencer pay for it?
No, Nintendo sent him one.
Yeah.
All right, you got to remember, Microsoft Studios is less than a half mile away from the Nintendo treehouse. All right, but the thing about it is that this is gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be the hot item, and like I said, I mentioned it before: Cabbage Patch Dolls, Tickle Me Elmo, fucking certain troll dolls back in the day and everything. This is like the irrational thing that people are going to be going out for. Shit, even the Nintendo 64 back in 1996. All right, the scalping shit. I just have one word of advice for anybody who wants to get a hold of them. Look, we as middle-aged guys were unable to get a hold of them because real life got in the way, and I wasn't able to sit there and camp out in front of my local retailer at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. All right. My advice to everybody who's thinking about doing that: you see all those guys on eBay, fuck those guys. Don't buy them. All right, do not buy them. Nintendo's going to go out of their way, and they're going to restock shelves. It may not be very fast, but wait a little while. You'll be able to get it.
Yes, be patient.
All right.
I mean, it shouldn't be. Look, if this was a very, very limited thing, okay, only 10,000 of them were made, maybe I can understand. Only 10,000 within the United States? That would be hell.
No.
I mean, of course, that math is all wrong, and I don't think any company will be that fucking stupid. But if they would have done something even to the equivalent of that, I can understand that it's the hot ticket that you had to have, and yeah, waiting outside. But look, as the Reverend said, shit, fuck, sleep, work, and all the other shit that us as working men have to fucking take care of and to do and to be responsible at. It just wasn't on our to-do list or wasn't that fucking important. It's just, no, I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it is that I doubt. Okay, I'm gonna make an assumption here, and I hope it's not a bad assumption, but I doubt there are grandparents and uncles and aunts who want to sit there and buy this for little Timmy, little Susie. All right, I doubt that they want to go out of their way and buy this as a fucking present.
I want to see that video go viral of someone opening the Christmas gift. An NES.
Yeah, I doubt that that's happening. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. I know it's a hot ticket item, but I cannot. It's
only for people like us, as far as I know. Yeah. There's no way. That's what the Reverend said. There's no way I can see people buying this for their children,
for their grade schoolers.
No, right. I can't see that.
Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. I can get better graphics and just as deep an experience out of this. Really, you know. And
Mario Brothers on that, by the way.
Shit, Mario Run's going to be out in December, so. And there are emulators that you can run on Android or iOS.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're smart about it, so.
Or, why didn't you motherfuckers just keep your old NES?
If I have my old NES, there's no way that I'm handing it to a grade schooler.
No! Hell no!
Yeah.
They'll probably jettison it out of a fucking window because the games are too hard.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't take care of that shit. I mean, all the middle-aged guys still have their NES. Like, at least one. I mean, shit. I have two.
I have two.
Yeah, the regular and the top loader.
Yep.
Still fucking work. So it's like, didn't need the mini. I didn't need the NES Mini, so I wasn't going to risk life and limb for one or financial state. It's just not going to happen. No, those 30 games are just not all that serious or all that important. I'll get one later.
Yeah, I'll get one later. You know,
and I won't pay over fucking retail.
Yeah.
No.
What about you, Gray Mouse? You know, I'm sorry to go ahead and cut you off there earlier or anything like that. Okay. Anybody have any final thoughts on this as far as it goes?
No, not me.
Yeah, Nintendo has been a little bit active in the news for some reasons that weren't so happy with the Wii U ceasing production as far as earlier this week. Some information from third-party support that seems a little bit speculative as far as what Capcom is planning. And I really, really hope that they don't plan on just porting things over, because that's not the best thing that you could do to actually encourage ownership of a console or a platform. And then right down to Nintendo doing what Nintendo do, because let's just face it, when was the last time Nintendo went ahead and they've released something out that hasn't sold out and been hard to get a hold of, you know, for the first few weeks or first few months after launch? It's going to happen with the Switch. Yeah. It's going to happen with the Switch. I'm just saying.
It will. Most likely it will, especially if it gets released with the right amount of games or the right game.
Shit, it could be released with one and it's still going to fucking happen because it's fucking Nintendo. All right?
What, Breath of the Wild? Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That would pretty much be it for that.
And that's pretty much.
That's still going for the Wii U. Oh, that's still going for the Wii U. So get a Wii U. It'll probably be lower price, and Breath of the Wild will be there for that shit. So.
Yep. And that pretty much encapsulates all of the Nintendo news for this week. If you stayed up all the way up until the end of this particular video, folks, Thank you for sticking with us all the way to the end. If you're so kind, hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave us a comment below, especially if you think there's something that we missed, or maybe you don't give a fuck about any of this. Hey, as long as you say something that tells us that people are actually watching. In which case, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We're the middle-aged guys. We bullshit about nothing. We've been bullshitting about the Nintendo news for the last almost 40 minutes. And we're going to end it right here. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Grandma's one.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense logic in gaming. Damn it, Nintendo. All over the news. And Capcom, let's bring out. Come on. If Capcom, this is my final thoughts on Capcom. If Capcom is going to bring the new shit or only on Xbox One and PS4, and then they're just porting shit over to the fucking Switch, the shit that they already have, now I would just be so insulted by that. I'll be fucked all the way up. No. Rival Schools 3 and Power Stone 3, please. Credits.